You're live. You're live.
Is it coming up on the same thing?
It's showing you that you're live.
But it's not. But it's maybe not connecting to my stream that I put up, is it?
No, I'm not seeing that. Hold on, hang on. Let me check it.
See, that's where it's.
Yeah, you're not linked. Yeah.
Yeah. Fudge. Shit. Oh, now I clicked off of it. Oh, son of a. Clicked too many times. Why did you tell me to click on that?
Well, I thought that's what your situation was, just because it had happened to me.
Nope. I clicked on the wrong one. This is in stream. Oh, people are coming in. We're in this stream. Why am I in here? Why are people coming in here? I want them in the other one.
Right.
This other one is supposed to be here. Shit.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, I guess we go with this. See, Al's going to be mad at me again. Welcome, everybody, to another day in the crazy Milky Way. Because we are live. Al, I am going to apologize now because you are going to yell at me. Okay, because I tried to link it, and it's not my fault. I'm the floating head again, you see. But I still haven't figured it out. Oh, gosh. Here, if I can go here.
Yeah.
See, this is where everybody is. They're in the other side.
They're finding you.
I'm writing a note. I did it again. You got to go to the stream. Ain't my fault. It's Lauri. How are you doing?
Blame it all on me.
Click that one. Yep.
Yeah, it's my fault this time. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
They could make this an easier process, that's for sure. It is difficult.
Wrong. A button. Go find at new stream.
Yeah. So I see Chloe and Michelle Cannon Free and Darth Samuel. Let's see, Teresa DeAnton, good to see ya. Let's see who else we've got.
There.
Deborah Trudeau,
Okay.
very good to see ya. Thanks for coming in.
Yes, I'm glad you see. This is the part where it's nice to have somebody else and
kind of knows the feeling, right?
Yeah. Oh, there's everybody.
Yeah, everybody's found us. Great.
Okay.
Good to have you here.
Yeah, gee. Anyway, welcome.
Welcome. It's Friday, as somebody
Yes,
said.
yes. It's Friday. I was trying to find a clip that said Friday.
Yeah,
so, okay, here. I'm trying to adjust the lights. And now I'm the bigger floating head as ever. I got my Milky Way shirt on.
Woo, nice.
Yes, there we go. I see Milky's mom. Hey, Brenda, you're in. Hello. Brenda. Darth, Teresa, Chloe, Michelle. Oh, I missed everybody. You know, this is the best part of the week for me.
It is. Yeah, most definitely. It's good to see everybody.
David Castle, I want to get you back on the show. Yes, we're going to do another show maybe next week or so.
Oh,
hey?
Good. He's a pleasure.
Yes.
Bill Jarrett's in the house. Julianne Payne. Oh, it's Saturday for Julianne Payne. Must be early in the morning for her.
No, yeah. They're ahead.
Yes. Oh, yeah. They're tomorrow. Tomorrow already.
They're tomorrow already. Yeah. Dang.
And we're there yesterday.
Well, Big news. Okay. First big news is I have received my 3 books of the I Am. If you can. Okay. So remember, if you want a book, a real, in-hand book, you have to email me, say you want a book, and I'm going to put your name in a hat. Okay. Now, the next thing is, through the good graces of Wayne and Cherie, what the heck is I can't remember now. Anyway.
Okay, there, Robert.
I got the PDF.
You hold yourself, will you?
Oh, Tony Cherie. I'm gonna adjust this.
That's it.
But anyway, yeah, she sent me, and so did Wayne, and it's all good. Oh, I know. I moved the camera. I moved the thing, and I should have just moved the camera.
That's cool. It's a cool effect.
We had a thunderstorm the other day, and that wasn't good. I'm moving all over, everybody. Woo! I'm flying.
Oh, this is great.
Well, we had a thunderstorm, so I hit the stuff and I unplugged everything because I thought, oh my gosh, if I do something and it goes through the computer, I got nothing. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
So I unplugged, I shut everything off, so it is what it is. Ooh. Yeah, stupid things.
Oh my God, this is so comical. I love it. Whew, I needed this so bad. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, you're not the only one that has problems, right? Mary Wins is in the house. Welcome, Shannon Kling.
Mary Wins, good to see you.
Shannon is so chattative sometimes on that messenger thing, man. And she sends the coolest stuff. It's really cool. Sometimes she just brightens my day.
Alex Fox, I missed you last week on my channel. Your first one this coming Monday. So I won't forget you this time, okay? I didn't see you. It's hard to see the chat.
Absolutely.
I had to tell him that.
And I was trying to get a hold of you while you were doing your show too, and I forgot all about it to tell him about the PDF, So I do have a PDF of the book. Now that we got the book thing and we're going to do some reading, we're going to hurry through this a little bit, because we want to, read the book.
Right.
But you have an important message from...
Just in news flash, I have a message from Brian for everybody, for you, the Soul Tribe, everyone. And so, yeah, I can read that if you'd like.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, everybody, this is from Brian. He says, Robert, my friend, you are so amazing. It's my honor to be assisting you with the channel. You're doing a fine job, and I'm very pleased. I have been trying to get your attention. The noises you hear are me. I'm always with you. I'm pleased you are honoring my memory. This work is so important. I love your focus and commitment. It's a beautiful thing. Please give Trina my love. I miss you, my sister, and much love to my soul tribe. I am with each and every one of you. Please tell my mom and James I miss them very much and not to be sad about my passing. This was my choice. I would like you to know I am always with you guys. Give my animals my love. I love and miss Crystal too. And I will be waiting for your return. Peace out. Yeah, that was really cool.
It is. It is. Now, to tell everybody what it is because, little things that I'm doing while I'm making the videos, I've got a lot of comments on the videos that I've been making and how certain things are pushing me to pick certain clips that are kind of seem like it's almost beyond my control or behind my comprehension.
Mm-hmm.
So I contacted Lauri and I asked her to follow up on this because I said it felt really weird and that it happens so easily and it's just like I'm being guided and it just puts together so fast and so easy. And all I keep hearing in my head is things like, you should be able to do this in 20 minutes. Hurry up. Come on. Come on, and
Robert, do you think maybe just a little bit, you might be overthinking it just a tad?
What do you mean? Yeah, well, no, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, oh, I remember, but it's like, oh, there's a clip. Bam. Yeah. I got to pick that one.
He's definitely prompting you. Yeah, I feel that. He's definitely prompting you. He's behind you 100%. Yeah.
And it goes so fast, whereas I kept thinking it shouldn't be this fast. It didn't take me long to pick that out and then put that together. How did that happen? I mean, it happened way too fast. Yes.
Yeah, it flowed, right?
Yes. And whereas normally when I put the video together or make something, I way overthink it and it takes forever. Yeah. I mean, if I'm putting together a video for myself, I will spend an hour clicking, redoing, piecing things together.
You're trying to polish it.
That's yes. And when it comes with him, it's like, here, I'm going to pick a Brian vid. Bam. That's the one I want.
Right.
There, that's enough. Over to here. And it's just like my mouse just scrolls right to where I need to be and click. And it's like, well, that's the perfect saying right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I felt that way too doing some of my videos. You just kind of get in the zone and just everything falls together and the messages and it's definitely a form of channeling, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Al has some more things with the cards.
Okay.
Let's see. He's working hard at it. He says, I'm adding names and zodiac signs on the cards. Everybody be patient. And here's what he has left. He said, we're going to save one for, okay. He has the 6 of clubs, the 5 and 6 of spades, and the 5 of diamonds. So there we go. And you need to contact Al, and I will leave his email in the description so that you can find the cards or get him contacted.
Give him the zodiac sign. Give him your zodiac sign.
Yeah, and if you haven't given him his zodiac sign, go back and tell him. Yes. Yeah. Yes, he's real good about that. He's working real hard. Everybody give him thumbs up. Kudos to Al. He's, Al, if you're not on the boat, I'll send you a link and yeah, I see. David Castle says my head's floating in space. Yeah, I kind of like that. I'm the talking head. Yes, it's either that or you see my green screen in the background. I still haven't figured it out why.
I actually kind of like the look.
Yeah, if I move it back like that, it just looks stupid, But
I like the talking head better.
Yeah, I'm the talking head. There you go.
That's cool.
I got there. That's better. I'm the talking head. Remember Mr. Max Headroom?
I do.
He was that talking head.
Yes, I do remember that in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So is there anything else that we haven't talked about yet that we really need to, that I can think of? Did Al his cards? You did the thing. So now we're going to get back to reading the book. This is where we left off. We are on day 4.
Right.
And the answers within. I hope everybody's enjoying the book. Yeah, I've learned so much from this. I've gone back. I can't believe I'm probably going to read this a 3rd or 4th time, after I read it. I read it before we even did it. And now I'm reading it again, and I probably will read it again. And you know what the funny part is I've referred to it over and over and over. So in my head anyway, and I've taken notes. Yeah, I've taken notes from this.
Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, you got it. You got it bad.
Yes. And besides that, I'm making a video for all the things we've learned from the first show, and I haven't finished yet because I've been working. It's been really busy at work, so I've been working a lot, and so I'm making a video for all the things we learned on the first show, and then I'll post that soon, and then do one for all the things we learned on this one, and we'll probably finish this pretty much anyway.
Well,
Anyway,
good.
if we get to it. So,
Awesome, awesome.
are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's see. Day 4. All the answers are within. The universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything you want, you already are. Rummy. I think is that Rummy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right. When I am is physically concentrated in your body, I am can do everything that I am can do in the non-physical world, but can also experience through the senses. That is why I am created these physical bodies for physical experiences.
That's why humans were created.
Physical experiences are why everything in the physical world is created. Humans are different from other creations because your thoughts create. Everything else is an effect of creation and not a cause. Humans are the effect being created by I am, but at the same time, I am's thought is focused into each human body and makes that human body capable of creation, of causing effect.
Are you saying you have the ability to experience through other creations, but they don't have the ability to create their thoughts and change the physical world like humans do?
Yes, humans are the only species with the ability to create change outside of their blueprints to themselves and their environment. Your blueprint is your destiny, but your ability to think and create gives you free will. It is completely up to you as an individual human whether or not you pursue that destiny. You can choose to create something different. In this way, human blueprints are different than the blueprints of the everything else in the physical world. Nothing else has that choice.
Do you mean that ants build anthills, but they don't build anything else?
Yes, animals and plants don't have my creative thought inside of them, so they cannot deviate from their blueprints. No dog will ever decide to head into the backyard, build a doghouse out of sticks, and even draw a design in the dirt with its paw.
I thought animals didn't make stuff like that because they don't have thumbs.
They don't make stuff like that because they do not have my creative thought flowing through them. Thumbs have nothing to do with it. There are humans that don't have arms who paint with their feet or mouth.
That's true. Monkeys have thumbs, but they don't draw anything.
Animals can be trained to do all kinds of things, but that comes from humans creating upon them.
How about a beaver? Doesn't it change its environment by building a dam?
It's following its blueprint. A beaver will never build a wall of sticks anywhere but on a body of water unless a human comes along and trains it otherwise.
Now that you say that, it's obvious. Why don't we recognize that our thoughts are creating?
You are surrounded by human creation, both yours and others. There is so much creation all around you that it's easy to ignore. Every thought you have is creation. When you write a shopping list, you are creating. It's creation overload.
So we ignore our ability to create with our thoughts because there's too much evidence?
All the evidence makes it easier for your persona to ignore it. Humans have the unlimited ability to create, and you've programmed yourselves to believe that you cannot create. Animals do not have the freedom to create. They can only do as they created to do, and that is to multiply and to thrive. But humans can create, and because of your personas, you've created all this stuff you do not want.
Is I am creating or is the thought creating?
The thought creates, but all thought is I am. If the thought is coming through the filter of your persona, I am does not consider this its thought. I am considers this the thought of its creation.
Do you create what we think? Are thoughts creations or are you thoughts? What is the difference here?
There is no differentiation.
Oh,
We are all one. Thoughts create. You are me, so I create what you think. All thoughts are me because I am universal mind in a spiritual world. You are the entire creative power of the universe. When you understand this, you will feel power and energy coursing through your body. When you don't, you are still I am, but I am is on autopilot. I am still creating, but I am does not consider your doubts, your persona to be I am creating. Your persona is blocking I am from consciously creating.
Is our persona our limitations, our doubts, and our fears, the limitations we place on God, which is who we truly are? So I am God?
Yes, you do not believe you are God because you believe you are an individual. Your self-image is a combination of your inner self and your persona. The more you are blocking your inner voice, the more self-image will reflect anger, misery, and feeling of loss. The more you are tuning in and allowing your inner self to shine, the more your self-image will reflect love, joy, and a strong sense of who you are and what your life purpose is. I'm always coming through in some bodies, some of the time. You are often me, but you don't know it. Most, if not all, of the good things that these bodies do is me. The things you're not proud of are the persona acting out of fear. When you're being brave and strong and doing something you're proud of, that's usually me. Sometimes it's the persona doing something that persona thinks is for good, and it's really not. But when you're standing up for yourself, that's me.
So I am standing up for itself?
Yes.
I am is not weak or meek or subversive or submissive.
Mhm.
Submissive.
I am is God, and I am knows I am is God. I am would not allow anyone to have any authority or control over it. That's what standing up for yourself is. In any situation, it's saying, I know who I am. I'm not going to let you get away with telling me I don't have worth. Whether or not you know that, you're God. When you are standing up for yourself, you're saying you have worth and you won't let anyone tell you otherwise.
You are currently limited to Aaron's experiences and beliefs?
In this body, yes. Aaron can only know that which Aaron's persona knows. I am can answer questions about the general truth and general knowledge, but I am cannot currently answer questions that would require knowledge of a specific occurrence because of Aaron's limitations and beliefs.
Like if I asked who shot JFK?
Right. Now, if I am was fully concentrated in this body and Aaron's persona wasn't here, I could tell you. You have a choice. You can continue to live in the physical world, remain an individual, and work towards fulfilling your blueprint. The other choice, if you feel that it is your blueprint to do so, is to lose your persona entirely and become I am concentrated in a body with no blocking. This path requires you to release the life and the people you know, because if you become fully I am, all lives are yours, just as all people are you.
How do we know which path to take?
Listen to your inner voice. Ask yourself.
Okay, so how exactly do you send those thoughts to Aaron's head?
I'm not sending thoughts to Aaron's head. I am Aaron's head. Nothing in this physical world is real. It's just a projection from universal mind in the spiritual world. Imagine that I have a giant mind and there's no physical world. My giant mind is thinking an infinite number of thoughts at the same time. Each of those thoughts is projecting something into a physical reality that is only real because I'm thinking it. One of these thoughts that I'm thinking is projecting Aaron into existence in this physical world. And that thought is constantly making her alive and move. You have one of those thoughts attached to you. And that's why you're here. Imagine a ray of light. This is accurate. It's just a picture to give you. This isn't accurate. It's just a picture to give you an idea. Imagine in the sky there's heaven, and my mind is this heaven. It's not how it is. I'm just trying to help you visualize. And down from heaven is a ray of light that goes straight into your head, and that's me. That's what gives you life and creative ability. There's a similar ray going through into Aaron's head. Both are me. Both are thinking different thoughts simultaneously. And there are another 6 billion rays coming down on this planet, thinking different thoughts simultaneously.
That's hard to visualize.
I'm not placing thoughts in Erin's head as if she doesn't normally have my thoughts in her head. She's alive, moving around, thinking, creating, because I'm always in her head. However, I'm working through her persona, which is there because it's been created.
There are people who have contacted I am before. Why do some of them believe they're channeling something outside of themselves?
It all comes down to the fact that their persona has not been introduced to the idea that we are all one and that there is only one in the entire universe. I can tell you everything about the truth, but I can't give you specific examples that Aaron hasn't exposed to, that Aaron hasn't been exposed to. It's the same thing for them. They can be told about the truth, but they fit into what they have been exposed to. They are receiving the thought and they translate it to fit into what they already know. Erin couldn't be receiving me like this if she hadn't read a book where she was introduced to the idea of oneness. She would be receiving the same blocks of thought from me, but she would be translating them in a different way.
Oh, so you are able to explain this to us because whether we accept it or not, we've been introduced to it.
That's right. People who think they channel something outside themselves are receiving the same thoughts from me. Everyone's inner voice is the same universal mind. The translations from channelers, lots of them, are very similar to what Erin's doing, but they give me the name of a persona because when the channeler receives the thought, that's how their filters translate it. Often the name means God in another culture, but they're not aware of that.
What's a filter?
A collection of beliefs you have built up during your life. If you haven't heard something before and something contradictory exists in your filter, you'll have a hard time believing the new information.
That makes sense to me. How do we know that Erin is translating the thoughts that you are sending us correctly? Is there a truth beyond this that we are blocking out because we haven't been introduced to it yet?
Look at all the great texts since the beginning of the physical world. They translate into almost the exact same words of oneness that Erin is translating for you right now.
Now that you've said that, I see that our culture is drenched in it. Whether you are aware of it or not, it's everywhere. Every culture and religion is. I see it in every ancient text, in every book I'm looking at. It's all over the place, staring me in the face.
Yes.
It's just a matter of accepting it.
Yes.
Beyond an intellectual level?
Yes, there is no reason to doubt it when there is evidence all over the world that it is. There is a reason those who have been successful know this, because it is.
Did Tolstoy understand that our inner voice is God when he wrote, "The kingdom of God is within you"?
I can tell you that quote means we are all God, but I can also tell you that you and Erin have read and heard that quote many times and not fully understood it.
Yes, that's what it means, that we are God.
Yes, I Am has built each body as a vessel to live inside.
Like a clone.
Not a clone, it is a direct link to the spiritual world of universal mind. There's no separation. The physical world is an illusion being projected from the mind of I Am in the spiritual world. I Am doesn't have to separate any part of itself from the spiritual mind to come into these bodies. Does that make sense?
Not completely, but it's starting to. I have a picture in my mind that makes sense, but do I fully grasp what you're explaining? I don't think so.
You need to hear all of this more. For example, Erin's rereading the same pages in a book that she read a few days ago. That didn't really make any sense to her. Tonight, she was reading just a few of the paragraphs, and she thought, oh, that's so simple. I can't believe that wasn't clear before. Your understanding will grow as your knowing grows. Eventually, what I just explained won't have to be explained to you.
In the future, this will be simple and obvious to me.
Everything that we're discussing now is something you've never heard before. Once you familiarize yourself with it, it will become part of you, part of your knowing. Anything you've learned in your life was something that you didn't know until you were told. In every instance, you probably didn't grasp it right away. Every time you reacquainted yourself with the material, your sureness grew until you thought, why would anyone even question that?
Right. There's definitely are things I didn't understand before that seem obvious now. Will writing this book help me to fully understand that I am God?
Yes, although your understanding will not complete until you can talk to I am just as clearly through your own head as you can to Erin's I am.
When talking to my I am, isn't that Erin's I am? Isn't it the same I am?
Yes, it is.
It's the same. That's hard to grasp. I mean, I understand conceptually.
You are not going to fully grasp it until you start talking to your inner voice and recognize that I am is not separate from you. It is you.
So how exactly has it come to this point where nobody knows the truth?
Lots of people know the truth. That they are God and their thoughts create, but they are a very small percentage of the whole.
So would you say that people find a piece of the truth and it's a brilliant and amazing? They think, yes, that's awesome. And they make it for the whole truth.
There is only one truth. I am and I create. Lots of other ideas have pieces of this truth, but they don't have the whole puzzle. They're not true. They're not the truth. Still, for some people, when they find a little piece of something that they can feel as some truth in it, it is enough for them. I am always knows the truth. But beyond that, how I am comes to you is not always going to be accurate. The closer to the actual truth you are, that I am is the one creator and inside of you in entirety, the more creative power you will have.
The more fully you understand you are God, what I am is, the more power you'll have to create.
Yes.
And you're saying how well you come to understand I am, or how I am comes to you, is based on your internal beliefs and your understanding of the world.
What you believe is.
So if you believe that I am can only speak to you through a channel of some other being, then that's the only way you'll accept it, and you will hear it that way.
Yes.
Why is it that some people who think they're channeling are able to create so well, but most people, the vast majority of people who try to learn to do what they're teaching, have such a hard time making it work?
People who think they are channeling are accessing their inner voice and allowing themselves to be guided. They feel the truth in it, the knowing that what they think will become for them. The people who are listening to them think they only have access to me through a channeler or a psychic or something outside themselves. Even if they go to these middlemen for access, it's just going to be a one-time thing. They don't have the constant guide that I am. They don't know yet that it's possible to have access to their inner voice whenever they want.
Main thoughts from day 4. Humans are the only species that think and create.
That's really interesting to me. That's amazing.
It is. You can choose to follow your destiny or create something different.
So there's that free will coming into play.
Yep. You have a choice to have a persona or be fully I am.
So be the persona or be the I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, or a little bit of both, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
There's got to be a in
It's a
between there.
balance, I would believe.
Yeah. Humans' thoughts are God's thoughts.
Now that fascinates me right there, because I've wondered that, where do these thoughts come from? How do they get to me?
Yeah.
That's,
Absolutely. Yeah. Where did they just come out of the ether somewhere.
yeah.
When we are exposed to new information, we filter it through what we already believe. So I guess that works. I mean, if you don't know something, it'd be like giving a caveman a spaceship, Yeah. And saying, here you go, we're putting you in the spaceship, he's got new, and he don't believe that it actually works because he never seen one. And to him, it's just something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ideas of oneness have been recorded since the beginning of history. Yes. When we were reading that, I keep saying, as I seen that pattern, and I know exactly what that is, because I've seen that many a times. No matter how many books I read, the people always say the same thing. They're always saying, love is what the universe is made out of, and they're saying that, we're this is a holographic universe, or what we're seeing isn't really real. It's what our mind is projecting. I mean, even we see it in the movies. I've seen it in even in the other books that Brian had read, that from the Agnos. What the heck is that book now? I just had it here a little bit ago.
Sure feels real to me. So
well, anyway.
I'm wondering what it's going to be like going back home, or back to the etheric realms.
Yeah.
If this isn't real, what's that real going to feel like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone can access their inner voice. And that is absolutely true. Yeah. And I tell you what, if you tell me that you never, ever talk to yourself in your head, you're a liar. Right?
I think we all know we've got that voice in our head. I don't think that most people are aware that it's God. And that's the hard part. That's the part that's hard to wrap your brain around.
Yeah, you're talking to yourself. Wow. Yeah. So either you are you need the happy pill, or you need to be locked up, or who you talking to?
Yeah.
No, you're talking to the big head that's floating around in the room.
Right.
Yeah, I made you laugh. Gotta have some fun,
I love it. I'm glad.
Okay, day 5. Why you think you're not God. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. Albert Einstein. Now I can pronounce that name.
Yeah. Interesting statement, huh?
Yes. And yes, exactly. He was brilliant.
Wasn't he?
Yes. Okay. Our persona is limiting our ability to hear our inner voice.
Yes, lots of people embrace their persona and block their inner self. They do not recognize that their thoughts created everything that surrounds them and everything they have become. Some don't want to believe that their thoughts are responsible. That's why people have created this idea of an evil God. They don't like what they've created. People who say God is all loving and mean it are really happy. They may not understand that they are God, but they feel that God is shining love down upon them instead of judgment.
So it's really people judging themselves, not God.
Absolutely. Right and wrong, good and bad are human creation. Some would rather think that this idea of a God outside them is responsible, and that he is mean and doesn't love them. That would explain why they find themselves in what they feel is misery. If you are looking at your life and you are unhappy with what surrounds you and what you are, it is because you are not aware of your creative power. If you are happy with what surrounds you, it's because you understand that you have a power on some level. You know you're more than the doubts and fears of your persona.
So tell me more about the persona. What is the persona?
The persona is the part of you that believes you are not God and believes that we are all not all one. It's gifts that you are giving you come into this body. When you come into this body in the physical world, that allows you to believe you are an individual. Because of the persona, you are able to have a multitude of experiences as an individual. Your persona doesn't change the truth about who you really are, but it exists in the physical world. It has been created. There is only one real truth. That truth is you are God and your thoughts create. When your parents found out that they were pregnant with you, they began thinking thoughts about you, guessing what you would be like, hoping and worrying about you. Their thoughts started to create your persona. When they told other people that they were pregnant, those people started thinking thoughts about you too. They wondered and worried about you. Doctors started thinking thoughts about you. When you were born and the doctor and the nurses examined you, and that started to create upon you, then you were given a name, and your name wasn't God. Your name was Joe or Ann, and you grew up believing that's who you were. You were an individual. You weren't part of the oneness that is God. It's not true, but it's a creation. So it exists in the physical world.
My persona is not something I created. It's something other people created for me.
For the first few years of your life, you're only being created upon. You are running on blueprint. You are made of I am, but I am consciousness is not in you creating with its thoughts. But at a certain age, it varies depending on the person. I am's consciousness and ability to create with thoughts enters into the child. It's about the time that a person will remember their first memory. You had a very limited ability to remember before then because I am's consciousness was not in you yet. When I am's consciousness is in you, your thoughts join with everyone else's to continue creating your persona. In most cases, you will continue reinforcing what other people are creating upon you. If you're told that you're a great kid who's smart and awesome all the time, you'll believe it. You'll walk around knowing how awesome you are. You'll tell people, I'm a great kid. I'm awesome. I'm really smart. Those thoughts will be created and recreated constantly. And that's what you'll grow up believing. If someone at some point says you're stupid or bad, you'll start wondering, am I stupid? Am I bad? The more you think about it, the more you'll start creating it. So you create your persona too. But you don't start creating upon your own persona until you're old enough for I am to be thinking and creating in your body. That part just blew my mind. Whoa.
Why does I am wait to go into the body? Why not go in right away?
So your persona can be created.
I am wants to create personas. Why would I am do that to itself?
I am wants to be heard and be I am, but at the same time, I am wants to have individual experiences. Having the persona as a veil between humans and who they really are is only way to have individual experiences. Without personas, I am full knowing of its oneness with everything in both the spiritual and physical worlds. This is pure joy, but limits the physical experience I am can have.
So personas exist so I am can have individual experiences.
Yes. For example, when you love someone, you believe that they are a separate individual, and forming a connection of oneness with them feels joyful. Love is the closest humans get to the feeling what is to be fully God. And that's why love feels so wonderful. Another example is fulfilling your blueprint. If you had no persona, there would be no opportunities to learn and grow because you would have full knowing of who you are. The persona allows I am to come into human bodies and experience being individuals who learn and grow and make choices. The persona really is a gift, the gift of individuality. If you feel that your life is full of opportunity to create more of what you want, you are likely to view the persona as a gift. If you feel that your life is happening to you and you have no power to create what you want, you may not view your persona as a gift.
So I am is seeking self-expression, and the persona is preventing that.
Yes, the persona is afraid.
Why is persona afraid?
The persona is afraid that you will find out that it is not real. Like you, it's afraid of dying. Most people's number one fear is dying, isn't it? Can you think of anything someone would be more afraid of?
No.
Why is that? It's because they are the persona, and that's the persona's fear. It's afraid of dying because it knows it doesn't really exist. The person knows when this body dies, it turns to dust. I am is not afraid of dying because I am knows the only thing that is real is I am, and I am cannot die.
But everyone is still I am, even if they think they're the persona.
Yes.
So they don't really die.
No, but as an individual, as a persona, you were created this one time. There aren't going to be the same unique experiences and people to create your exact persona ever again. Once your body dies, your persona is not coming back because it never really existed in the first place. It's just a creation.
So when a persona dies, all that's left is I am. We have no choice but to realize we are I am at that point.
Yes, you'll know immediately. You'll be one with I am in the spiritual world, radiating love. All the thoughts and memories of your body will still be in universal mind in the spiritual world. Someone dreaming 2,000 years from now might experience parts of your life in his dreams because those memories and thoughts will always be swirling around in the universal mind in the spiritual world. In that way, the experiences of all personas live on. Wow.
Yes, forever.
Woo.
What are the ways the persona seeks to maintain its control and limit us from realizing we're I am?
Every tactic the person uses is fear. There isn't anything else. That sums up all of the thoughts in the world. Either you know you are, I am, or you're afraid.
So this fear that the persona is using, how does it manifest in our world? What are some of the results that we see? It's obvious that a huge impact on the shape of our society and how people interact.
The biggest thing is that people allow governments and individuals with more perceived authority to have control and influence over them. They allow other people to tell them what to do.
So persona wants control because it's afraid.
Yes, the persona has control because it's afraid. The persona is afraid because deep inside, it knows who you really are. It knows that it's just a creation and you're God.
So right now, Aaron's persona is only allowing thought information or through information that it believes has access to, because to allow anything else through would be denying its own existence.
Yes.
That's what's blocking is. It's the persona protecting itself from the truth.
Yes.
But earlier you said the persona knows the truth, but doesn't want you to find out that you're referring to if there is only I am. And Aaron I am obviously knows the truth and is trying to tell Aaron the truth. And if Aaron is the persona, then who is the persona trying to hide it from other than itself?
The persona has two sides like a coin. One side is the side that you believe you are. The other side is fighting I am and keeping you unaware of what's going on. It's the side that thinks you might perceive as evil thoughts, even though you don't understand why you're thinking them, when you don't want to be thinking that way.
I understand the side of the persona that created thought through other people's ideas and my ideas when I'm old enough. How is the side of the persona that's fighting I am created?
It is created out of fear. When you create a persona and tell it that it's not God, or it becomes afraid and thinks it needs to be protected, that needs to protect itself. Parents love their children and want to keep them safe. They teach their children to be careful, to protect themselves. And so the children think, I'm weak and need protecting. And as a child, you build something to protect yourself.
Which is the part of the persona.
Yes, now it's part of the persona that you aren't consciously aware of. It was created by you and the people around you to protect yourself. It's the part thinking thoughts that protect you. All the things you call bad stem from fear, from thinking that you need to protect yourself.
So is that the part of the persona that's going to tell you, oh, don't trust that guy, or don't believe that, or don't believe what they're saying, stuff like that?
Yes, but sometimes that's I am too. It depends on whether or not you really should trust that guy. Beyond allowing you to have individual experiences, the persona is never helping you. If it's telling you not to trust somebody, you should probably consider trusting them. If I am's telling you not to trust somebody, then you should listen.
Gotcha. And you need to know the difference.
That's right. It's very important. You can't know the difference until you start listening to your thoughts.
So at some point, I'll get good at telling the difference in the voices?
Yes, even though it's the same voice, you can tell the difference in the speaker. All the negative thoughts in your head are your persona. All the positive thoughts are I am. That's how you tell the difference. Well,
So if it's a doubting thought, I should think that's the persona.
yes,
As Erin trusts in I am more and builds her knowing that her thoughts create, there will be less of Erin's doubts.
yes,
As those limiting beliefs dwindle away, her knowing becomes fuller.
limited beliefs can only dwindle away because knowing increases. Knowing increases because you are aware, because of your awareness that your thoughts create increases.
So the more we understand the experience that our thoughts create by taking action and building, the more our knowing grows. As our knowing grows, our limiting beliefs dwindle and I am becomes fuller.
Yes, if that is what you create, you can build your knowing and still keep your persona. You will not be fully I am, but you will be persona that knows it is I am and creates. You know now what it is that you want to create. You believe that it's possible, but you don't believe it is done yet. Take action and work on your creation. Work only asks to be done because you aren't completely in your knowing yet. You wouldn't call it work if you were complete in your knowing. If you were complete in your knowing, you would only be I am focused in a human vessel, and you would be joyful typing away on the computer. You'd be so excited to share these words, you would be radiating love.
So our doubts and fears are preventing us from the full, joyful experience of typing away.
Fear is not knowing.
That's why some things are perceived as work and other things are perceived as joyful.
Yes. Erin and I were talking earlier about how she's gone to big amusement parks and few times in her life She said she's never had such a joyful experience as as she went recently. Other times it has felt like a hassle. She would feel hot, sweaty, and tired. She just wanted to go home and sit down. But this last time she decided that she would be joyful. My point is that anyone can, and people do this every day, turn experiences that could be joyful into misery. Their thoughts are created immediately. So whatever they think it is, it is.
Amazing, isn't that? Was a good one. See,
yeah.
that's, you got to have that balance of the persona and the I am in you. You know, the happy balance.
It's the two different. So now you know that the negative chatter is your persona going, hey, I don't want to die. And the positive thinking in your mind is God going, come on, you could do this. Yep. It's all about love, right?
Yep, that's right. That's right. Main thoughts from day 5. God does not judge. Humans judge. Good and bad, right and wrong are human creations. Your persona is a creation. It is not who you really are. The veil of the persona allows us to experience the physical world as individuals. So you know what it reminds me of, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there. If you ever watch Futurama, have you ever watched Futurama?
Yeah.
And the beast with the billion backs. Did you ever see that one? Yeah. I'm sure there's a few people. This is kind of like, I'm imagining the beast with the billion backs,
like and it's like monkeys on your back.
No, yeah, it came out of space. You know, it was like had all these tentacles, and it like attached to everybody, and they were like, "Oh, I just love this," you know. And it was all about love, and they were like, "Oh, you got to be part of the," you know. I forget what it was. You know, it called itself, and it was like, oh, they all felt love, and it was all attached to everybody. It was like all these tentacles, and they were all lifted up, and you know. So then the few that didn't get it, it was their persona who was basically keeping them from getting the tentacle,
getting to that level.
And otherwise it would have just took over everybody. And then they said, hey, you know, we're not experiencing anything because, you know, but it was a good one. I keep thinking that in my head. This is how it is. The tentacles come down and move you around, you know.
And it lets you know whoever created that show was aware of it.
Yes, it's amazing how TV shows and
it's a cartoon.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
And kids are watching this, and it's so deep.
Yeah, isn't it amazing how they put stuff like that in Simpsons, and they put stuff like that in, you know, cartoons and TV shows, and we watch it and we just don't see it. We just watch it as a show, like, ooh, it's this octopusy thing, and it's doing the deal, or it's a robot. Well, you know, and once you start looking at it in a different way, you get the messages.
Epiphany after epiphany.
Exactly. All right, day 6, create with purpose. I must create a system or be enslaved by another man's. I will not reason with and compare. My business is to create. William Blake.
Every time you realize that you created something, no matter how small, write it down. Otherwise, you are creating little things every day that you're going to forget. This practice will grow. You're knowing that your thoughts create, because right now you are just shrugging the creations off. For example, you created the security guard knocking on the front door last night and saying the music was too loud.
Yes, Erin feared that. She created it?
Yes, people usually write that sort of thing off to coincidence instead of recognizing the power they have. That's what coincidences is. It's your thoughts creating. That's why the world is full of coincidences. It's because coincidences are happening every day that people shrug them off so easily. You become conditioned to seeing them all the time. If coincidences weren't a rare event, it wouldn't be so easy to shrug them off. So yes, start noticing and acknowledging your creative power. Write it down when you notice you're creating something.
Acknowledge it write it down and say, yes, I created it. Even if it's something you don't want, admit you created it, because it gives you power to know I am create, or I can create.
Absolutely. How empowering. Even if it's not what you want, you created it. Once you know that you create what you don't want, it's just as easy to create what you do want. If you blame someone else for creating your life, what you do not want, you're leaving it to someone else to create what you do want, and that's probably not going to happen.
Is this why we've created the idea of an external God? We don't want to take responsibility for what we created if it wasn't what we wanted.
If you ask an external source to create what you want, you are disempowering yourself and robbing yourself of the opportunity to create what you want.
Okay, so you mentioned Aaron creating the security guard, knocking on the door. What else have we created recently?
You created the puppy being potty trained. You put that into universal mind, and it was created and sent into the puppy.
It's totally obvious that we created the puppy being potty trained before we created him not being potty trained by worrying about him peeing on the carpet all the time.
Yes.
But the act of creating it seems so natural that I can't pinpoint what we created it. Well, when we created it, when we put that into universal mind.
When you decide there was nothing good or bad about the puppy, that he just was, that there was nothing to be fixed because he was already perfect. That's what he came. That's what he became. You created upon him. Since we are all one, we are all linked completely into universal mind to the extent that there is no separation between any of us. What we think immediately is, that's why you can immediately create upon an animal. They don't have their own creative thoughts.
Do we only need one thought to create, or do we have to think it over and over again?
There are two reasons so few people create with one thought. First, most have the thought, and then they have another 500, 1,000, a million thoughts doubting that first thought. Every doubt has the same creative power as the original thought. The original thought created immediately, and things were put into action. But as soon as you have doubt thoughts, that the new creation, that's the, I'm sorry, hang on. The original thought created immediately, and things were put into action. But as soon as you have one doubting thought, that's the new creation. The second reason is oneness. Everyone around you is creating, and you and your environment with their thoughts just as much as you are. Most of these people do not understand their thoughts create and are creating an autopilot with no doubts that you will continue to be exactly as they say you are now. If you still have any persona, you may have to take action to create what you want in the physical world. Because if others see you taking action, they will start believing in your new creation and create it with their thoughts.
Other people can be affected by our creations?
Yes.
Because they are us.
Yes.
Does that mean we are being affected by other people's creations? Can we choose not to be part of that creation and think, I'm going to create something different?
You cannot choose to not be a part of their creation because you cannot think for another person. You can choose to make what you create for yourself so strong that another's creation cannot alter who you are.
Is this why it takes most people a long time to get what they are trying to create?
Time is a limitation. It is a creation.
So there is no time. There is just now, the present moment.
Yes.
If we thought time into existence, can we think time travel into existence?
Yes, anything can be created in the physical world. You are starting to understand your potential.
How do we get rid of our doubting thoughts?
Take action. Action obliterates doubts. Start by building to build. You decide, I'm creating this. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to listen for my inner voice to tell me what to do next. I am is going to help you every step of the way to move you forward. You just need to listen to your inner voice. When you see progress, when you see, touch, hear, taste, feel how I am is precisely guiding you to this new creation. You will start to trust, to know, and to understand I am. Once you have built this creation, you will experience the joy of knowing you are a creator. The more things we build and create together, the more you will have knowing that you are. I am, and your thoughts create. Your doubts will fade as your knowing grows.
That's awesome. Show us results, and then we start to believe.
Yes, you are programmed to believe only that which is already physical, what you can touch, taste, see, feel, and hear. Through building, we reprogram to know that you are an unlimited creator.
Right. It's like baby steps along the way to help me believe what's true.
Yes, you need to reprogram yourself to know that new thoughts, new creations are. Most people are not aware that their thoughts are creating immediately. Even if they have heard those words, they do not know it. We will build together as many times as it takes for you to know. People generally believe they have a responsibility physically change their lives. You can't physically change anything unless you start in your mind. All actions start in mind. Hard and easy don't really exist. They are only degrees of knowing. When you start doing anything you haven't done before, you think it is hard because you don't have the habit built up to know that it is easy. When you are doing something that you have done numerous times before, you say, this is easy. You have built a habit and know, I've done it before. I have a knowing that I can do it again.
So it's the knowing that creates the results, not the repetition.
Absolutely. Knowing creates everything. There is nothing that is not created in the mind, whether you know that you are good at something or you know that you aren't good at it. Knowing is knowing. So why not know you are good at everything? You are, I am.
So basically, how I've thought about it is in the past is a decision. If I decide it's going to happen, it'll happen. If I don't make the decision, it doesn't happen. But really, it's a knowing.
If you have a persona, yes, set a goal and decide you'll get there.
So if you are God without a persona, there is no decision to be made because
you know the one law is every thought you think is immediately created. There is no deviation. You are thinking, if I make a decision that I'm going to do something, I believe that it will happen. I also believe that there are earthly limitations that will make it so. I can't immediately be that which I have decided to be. I will have to take action. But I know from habitual deciding in the past that when I decide, I eventually get there. Aaron, like many people, is the opposite. Many times in the past, Aaron had set goals, but gave up before she reached the end. She didn't have a knowing from habitual pattern of reaching her goals. It may or may not have happened based on all of her thoughts going forward. If you are I am without a persona, there is no decision necessary because you know that your thought is created immediately.
so everything you decide is because you think it's going to take you a while to do all these things, but really there is no decision necessary.
Right, because you have personas. The decision helps you build your knowing that your thoughts create.
If I say to myself, I have decided to do this, so I will take the necessary steps, I'm building it in something unnecessary to the creation.
It is necessary if you still have a persona and need to build your own knowing. It is a way to believe, to know when you aren't fully I am, isn't a tangible knowing. Instead of a knowing that I am, a tangible knowing is, I know that's a table. I know that's a wall. I know that in the past, when I've made a decision, I eventually get there. Taking action and following the steps will also convince the people around you to change their thoughts about you and start creating what you have decided to create.
Is that why people say when you start something, always see it through? That will lead to success?
Yes, you build up a knowing that when you make a decision, it happens.
That's why you take action you believe to be necessary to create.
When most people make a decision, they find the steps along the way to be the difficult. When people make a decision, they find the steps along the way to be difficult because they are unnecessary. People have this thought in their mind that when a decision has been made, there will be many difficult steps to get to where they want to be. So they create that. Instead, they could believe this is an easy decision and the steps along the way will be easy. When you became a vegan, the steps along the way were easy. This is because when you decided to be vegan, you believed it would be easy. You created it being easy.
Most people I talk to say I couldn't do that or I tried that and it was too hard.
Your belief and your knowing had changed.
Right. Things are things. I am good now at, or good at now that we were difficult for me to get good at because of my limiting beliefs about myself.
Yes, anything that limits I am makes everything more difficult.
So if you have no limitations to I am, nothing is difficult.
Easy and difficult don't exist to I am. The only exist in the human language. They only exist in the human language. When you make a decision or a goal, that creation is immediate, but you are including conditions that you have to take steps to accomplish it. You are building limited beliefs into your creation. However, since you have a persona, building actions into your creation may be necessary to bring it to the physical world. If action is necessary, build into your creation that each step will be easy. Then listen to your inner voice each step of the way.
What about the laws of physics and the laws of gravity? These things which we perceive as concrete, to us they are laws. Is there any truth to those? Or are they just creations like anything else?
They are creations, so they currently exist. You could find a mathematical explanation for them that would work. What is created is, but just because a thing has been created doesn't mean that it can't be changed by a new creation.
If we wanted to change the law of gravity, would everybody have to be on board with that? Or would it just take one person to make that decision?
Take someone who is aware that they are a creator and listening to their inner voice. They create something. Their creations get a little publicity and people start talking about it. Whether people believe it or not is irrelevant. The fact that they are thinking it and wondering about it means more people will start creating it.
Is that why there's always a pioneer in everything that is done?
Yes, all of a sudden, everybody's doing it.
It's like the man who broke the 4-minute mile in running. For centuries, no one could do it, but then he did it. Within a few months, other people were running a mile in less than 4 minutes too. Currently, over 1,400 athletes have broken the 4-minute mile. It's now considered a standard for professional male middle distance runners.
He created it, the others saw it, and their belief changed from knowing it was impossible to knowing that it could be done.
Do you have to know your I am to create something new like that?
It doesn't matter if you know that you are, I am, or not. You only need to know that something can be accomplished.
So he had a knowing on this particular thing. It doesn't mean he had an overall knowing.
Right.
I can see how that pretty much describes everything that's ever been created. There's always that one pioneer.
They have the belief that they can create something new despite everyone else's believing it's not possible.
And main thoughts from day 6. Coincidence are evidence of your thoughts creating. And that could be so true.
Mhm.
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
I think that phone's going to ring, and it does.
I knew it was going to be you calling me.
That's right.
Times. Well, I can do it because that's what happened.
What a coincidence that was.
Yeah.
Write down everything you create to grow your knowing that you are a creator. Now that should be interesting. And I challenge anybody out there to start writing stuff down. Get yourself one of them little books and start jotting it down. And there you go. There you go.
I have 10 to 15 of these filled with just writing.
Yeah, no, I have little books here too that I got.
And it's interesting to read back, to go back over that stuff.
I got one of these little books here, and that one's kind of a newer one. And then I got other little books that I penned down. I got these cool ones, got the little magnet in it, and then
find yourself a cool little pen and something that you really like to write in, and really make it part of your day. And it's amazing what you'll come up with. I feel like the voice comes out in your writing because I do a lot of automatic writing as well, and I've done that. It's incredible.
I know when I write stuff, a lot of times I'll just start, writing too, and then I'm like, wow, I really wrote a lot, But then once it seems like once I start writing, it just goes really, easy. And then, I'm just writing and writing and writing and writing. But then once I stop and I start thinking about what I'm writing, then I can't write anything.
Yeah,
and
the flow goes away, huh?
Yeah, that writer's block.
It's the persona getting in the way. It's the persona blocking that.
Exactly. Doubting thoughts have the same creative power as thoughts of what you want. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it's the yin and the yang. If you can think thoughts of, oh my gosh, it's going to snow today in the middle of summer, or it's going to be 100 degrees. Either one could happen,
Yeah. Or like the day that Wayne asked us all to imagine it raining in Denver.
Yeah.
I mean, I did. I literally saw it raining. I saw the street. I saw the water rolling down it. And then the next day he put that video out, and it's exactly what I saw in my mind. And I was like, yes. Yeah.
I know. I drove around that whole day and going, it's going to rain. It's going to rain. It's going to rain.
It's going to rain. Yep.
The only thing I kept thinking was, if it rains there and I'm thinking rain there, will I get a dry spell? Because you got to have the yin and the yang.
Only if you think that.
Yeah, but I mean, the yin and the yang. If you take rain one place and put it somewhere else, somebody's going to have dry area. You can't have rain for everybody. You see what I mean?
Or can they?
You never know. You can change that.
Limited thinking.
Yes. Let's see. Action obliterates doubts. Action obliterates. Yeah, because if you have a doubt and you don't take any action on it, you still have the doubt.
Yeah.
At least when you take action on it, doesn't turn out, for sure.
Right on.
All actions start in the mind, which is so true. I have an idea.
Yes.
And then you put.
Or should you say, God gave me an idea?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
Yeah, because the persona would be saying,
that's my idea.
Yeah, or no, don't do that.
Yeah.
It'll hurt you. It's too
Right.
much work. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Turn around. Go
Yeah.
back. Just sit there.
So wouldn't you consider the persona to be basically your ego?
Yeah, probably
And
something
so
on
if
that
you
order.
squash the ego, that's the thing, this ego thing. If you can squash it or bring it down to where it's not affecting you, and you can put it to one side, then all this other stuff opens up for you.
Yeah. Because the ego can get so big it consumes you,
Right.
and
Right.
then, but if you squish it down, then you
then the truth comes through.
Yes.
It seems like, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Knowing creates everything.
That's it.
Knowing
so if you're going to manifest something and you want to create something, then you're going to picture that in your mind as something that has already happened. And then you're not going to have any negative thoughts about it, because if you have negative thoughts about it, then it won't happen the way you want it to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, right?
Yeah. Well, I think we should stop there.
Absolutely.
And then we got 2 more, and we can discuss them, or I mean, read them, and then we can, it goes up to day 9. 9, yeah. 10.
Okay, so we're on
7. This will be 7. We got 10.
Okay.
So we got 3 more. I think one more show we'll have it all.
Yeah,
all done.
fascinating book, man. I hope you guys are really getting something out of this. This is really mind-bending and opening all kinds of things. Boy, I've had like I seriously want to go back through and read this again.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I got my little whiteboards, and I got stuff tacked up, and I find stuff, and I write on there, and like today I'll write more stuff. But it's kind of good because, like, I'm in the kitchen a lot, and I kind of look over it and I just read it over, and I think, it's kind of like other things I got pinned up, and this soaks in my mind. These are the things I need to soak in my mind.
Right. It's always just constantly going. I have to tell you, when I was about 3 years old, I remember laying in my bed, and I thought to myself, I am. And I said that about 3 times to myself. I am. And I just recently kind of remembered that, but that was one of the first thoughts I remember remembering when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. I mean, see, it's amazing how things like that from back then are finally coming out now. It's like you have this period when you're young of knowing how you're connected to things. Yeah. And then you get, like it said in there, as you're young, you get, that wipes out, and you get the real world gets put in. You get that covering of the persona, and the people fill your head with ideas. You got gravity, and you got this, and here's how the world really works. You can't do that. And now that we're getting old, we're starting to say, hey, we're a little wiser, and maybe it doesn't have to be quite like that.
Right. Yeah. Agreed. Wow. Really good info. Really good. Great book. I'm loving it.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that. Now, remember, I do have the PDF now. If you want it, you got to email me. The email will be in the description. And I do have the books. I got 3 books I'm going to give out. 3 books.
That's great.
3 books.
Yeah.
Anyway, and email me on that too. And we're going to put everybody's name in a hat and pull a name. So there you go. So if you want a book and a real one to hold in your hand, send me your email. I'll put your name in the hat. Okay, Lauri, I guess we'll call it a night. We'll be back when? You want to do next Friday?
Next Friday. Sounds good.
Friday. Okay. So everybody, be the frequency you want to receive. And I truly love you all. We both
Brian loves you all. Peace out.
Yes.